Hey guys, welcome to Laliland. I'm Lolly. Let's just talk about the elephant in the room before we start the vlog. Cut my bangs. I let them grow for 7 months for like the first time in my life because nobody was seeing me or whatever. And they're back. And yet they're like, they're kind of wavy and short right now. Oops. But they'll grow back in before our trip to Florida, so that's all good. Totally contradicting myself on one thing there because Florida is coming up in just over a month. But today I'm going on my first journey outside where we might run into people. I haven't been in a store, as you guys know, in forever, and I don't plan on outdoor dining. We are gonna take a drive over to Pennsylvania and just drive and see things and maybe take a walk. Clouds are my favorite today because the sun won't be beating on me. Oh no, this is gonna go. I'm a little panicky. I came out of the shower, I cut my bangs, then I started sweating because I'm nervous. Who ever thought that we'd be nervous to go do a normal Sunday thing? Man. Babe, we're going on an adventure.
What's this strange place that we're at? It's called Outside.
I think we're gonna stop at Washington Crossing, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're Washington crossed the Delaware. Side note, Hamilton was with him if you're a Hamilton fan. Alexander
Hamilton.
out in the wilderness. Not really, but so if you don't know the story of Washington Crossing, I'm gonna put Mikey's video in. Was that 2 Christmases ago? Mikey went to the reenactment here. Thanks for answering, pal. He went to the reenactment across the Delaware. We're gonna go check out the Johnson Ferry House.
The cameramen are not supposed to speak. That is why I did not answer.
Babe, an outhouse for me to go pee-pee.
Oh yeah.
So before the Corones, you could come in here and it's so awesome inside. I think I've been in it school trips growing up. I went in with you way back in the day and it's like old.
Basically that Washington stood on this little hill over here and watched the troops come across and get it, because it took like 6 hours to get everybody across. So he was one of the first ones, I guess, that came over, and he watched his troops coming across the river and kind of gathering on this side.
In ice and
oh yeah, hail.
Oh my God,
darkness.
Coldest night ever, Christmas night of 1776.
Yeah, and Alexander Hamilton actually had really
Can you say
bad,
can you say that differently?
Alexander Hamilton. He had bad pneumonia that night and he almost died. I think he was like 21.
Yeah, he was young. We're gonna go across the Delaware and show you the other side, on the Pennsylvania side.
So is that building not standing?
Let's go find out. So from the ferry house, there's another house over here. Let's go see what the other house is.
Are those like just bathrooms?
Oh my God, if that's a bathroom, I'm gonna be so excited.
I think it is.
Hallelujah.
This sign, in case you guys can't read this, says Continental Lane, road over which Washington's army began its march to Trenton, December 26, 1776. What would be hilarious if this road is actually was actually here on December 26, 1776, and had the little arrow pointing, so that Washington could be like, "Come on, guys, this way." But I guess the road, I mean, the sign's right there, so I guess they marched that way. But obviously, the pavement and the arrow were not here. For any of those who maybe think it was. Did you wash your hands?
So guess what kind of soap they have?
What?
Totally from the 1700s, Bath and Body Works.
There's a sign over there that basically says that's the way they marched, and I said that would be funny if like that road and that arrow were actually there.
They'd be like that way to the troops in Trenton.
But I guess once they gathered up here, like once they gathered over there next, like past the ferry where we showed you guys earlier, they gathered and they kind of just walked that way. Which is weird, because I would think they would walk just along like the river, like where 29 is, but maybe they went the back way. So the sign is right here, so we are going to drive the exact path that they marched to Trenton right now.
Can I get a drum, please? Did they have drummers back then, or was that just the Civil War?
Oh, they had drummers, I think.
How did it go?
And then they had the flute guy. Was there a flute guy?
Maybe.
Some of these trees had to have been here. I mean, some of these trees look super old. Probably the same trees.
No horses on bridge. I can see. Well, okay. This is where I have a problem, my friends. Oh, this guy can't move, or let him go?
Oh my god, this is so tight.
Oh my god. We've done this before, though. It's okay.
I do this in my truck every day.
What? No, you don't. Not this. I regret my decision. But at least this way we can just go to New Hope this way, right? That says private drive, no trespassing, and we trespassed.
We walked on the grass. It's all good.
Is that trespassing? Yes.
This is America, and we're in the birthplace of freedom right now. I will trespass wherever I want.
I am not bailing him out of jail. We're gonna go across the street to show you something from my childhood. I'm gonna tell you a little story in the shade with an old building behind me. 6th grade, I think it was, my dad came as a chauffeur on one of our school trips here. We came to the Pennsylvania side, and one of these homes had a little gift shop in it, and you go downstairs in the basement and there were like chips and soda and hot dogs. Like they had a little cafe down there, and I didn't eat hot dogs at the time, but the smell, to this day I can still smell what those hot dogs tasted like, and I wanted one. And now I don't know if I know I didn't imagine it, but like, help, like, do you know which building it was? Have you ever had the hot dog? It's just a memory that I still want to find.
It's probably the general store up here that had it,
I'm
right?
assuming it was, but since then we've never been here when they're open, so.
You should knock on the door and demand hot dogs.
Okay. Excuse me, do you have hot dogs today? Or ever?
What if somebody really lives here?
Okay, I'm creeped out. Let's go. Not good at crossing the road, so I'm running You don't want to see how I run.
Conquest Ferry is the name of the ferry that was on the Pennsylvania side of the bridge. The other one we showed you was, what was it, Johnson?
Johnson.
So this is Mcconkie Ferry. So this is where like 2,400 troops across, I think it was, but they also had a ton of horses, cannons. So they came here, got some ferry boats from Mcconkie, and were able to transport the heavier stuff like the horses and the cannons across the river.
So my dad and my mom came here in the 70s, I guess. It was before I was born. And they were on a tour. Ah, a bug. I'm sweating. Is that Mambo number 5?
I think there's a bike chain coming.
There's a bike train. I'm gonna come back to Daddy's story in a second. Any ghosties? No ghosts? What if you saw a face looking back at you?
Oh, okay. This is where they ate dinner the night like they were crossing. They ate
Really?
Washington ate here, yeah.
Washington by your
Probably
side.
not all 2,400, but Washington, Alexander Hamilton probably ate with them.
Oh my God. Sorry, I got
It just
excited.
goes to show you, like, people were shorter back then, so like.
Yeah, Mikey's
Stewart
6
doesn't
foot.
seem very like high because I mean, Washington may have had to lower his head if you walked in here. He
Yeah.
was like 6'4", 6'5", but the main like people were just smaller back then. That's why you don't see doors like as high.
It must be nice. It must be nice to have Washington on your side. We're obsessed. Hashtag Hamilton.
Alexander Hamilton ate dinner here.
I know. Does that make you a little warm in the face?
Alexander Hamilton, how was your dinner on Christmas?
No, it was Christmas. Well, yeah. I just wanted to tell you guys, so my mom and dad came here in the 70s. They were on a tour and they're in the ferry house. And my dad's like, he's such a jokester. He thinks he's a jokester. So he says, well, he's like, why didn't they just take the bridge across? Why all the work? And the girl just stared at him. Now, obviously my father was kidding, but the girl was like, she didn't know what to say in front of like this whole group of people. And my dad's like, it's a joke. I know the bridge wasn't there yet. Mcconkie?
Mcconkie.
Mcconkie.
I said Mcconkie.
Mcconkie.
See, according to tradition, this inn is where Washington and his aides ate their dinner prior to the crossing. Christmas Day.
Christmas
night.
Day.
Since they ate here, and since the Taylor family lived right across the street, do you think they ate Taylor ham? Oh, I'm sorry, pork roll.
Hashtag New Jersey and Philly only get that. The Delaware is not very long across, obviously, but it took them 6 hours, right?
Yeah.
Because it was so much heavy ice, snow, sleet, icebergs straight ahead, and they had to go through them.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the wrong part of history? But you can see it, look at it.
So here's where we are now. We're at Mcconkie Ferry. So they crossed over to Johnson's Ferry, which is where we just were. And yeah, look, they took that Continental Lane. They did not go along the river as I thought. They actually went up that Continental Lane to Bear Tavern Road. And then looks like they split here to a couple different divisions.
I didn't know there was a Sullivan.
Yeah, and look, Mercer.
Mercer County.
There's Ewing.
Wow. And they made it up to Trenton. And for those that don't know what happened in Trenton, they attacked on Christmas night when the Hessians were drunk, because those are my German people, and they got them at the barracks. They surprise attacked them, and it must be nice.
The rest is history.
It must be nice to have Washington on. But the men didn't have shoes on. Washington's crew was just beat up, pneumonia. I mean,
freezing cold.
it was cold.
There was a hailstorm that night.
That's a shame, but they did it. They did it,
Right.
and that helped bring us our freedom.
Over here we can take a look at the actual
Guys, this is the
Ferry
ferry house
house.
where my dad made the joke.
boats they use for the reenactment crossing. They store them in here.
Oh yeah. That's
Yeah.
true. I guess too many people remember
Good.
I love a good blacksmith. Would I have made a good blacksmith back in the day?
What does a blacksmith do, babe?
They make things. Whatever that sign says is what they do.
So this was not here at the time.
No?
This was, no.
Well, that's disappointing. Why is it here now?
The only building that was here, I believe, was the ferry.
Oh.
The ferry house and the...
Oh. Well, what about the hot dog place?
And of course the Taylor house down there. The tan house was there.
It wasn't there, huh?
No, the bridge was not there yet.
Shout out to Daddy.
Nope. 1828 to
Well,
1830.
That's disappointing. Oh, look, you can go in the garden here. In the garden. Over here. But I don't know where it is.
Near this spot, Washington crossed the Delaware on Christmas night 1776, the eve of the Battle of Trenton. So here's the marker, and then when they do the reenactment, they actually, pretty much for the most part, line it up and they take off, you know, in line with this marker, because this was the spot. This was the spot where they took off for the Jersey side.
Guys, we can't park and play, but we're gonna post a video from when we were here last October for the ghost tour, so you guys can. What is that? When we were here for the ghost tour, we'll post the link for that for you guys to see. Okay. Until then, we'll just take you on this magical journey with us through town. The Perry Mansion.
Benjamin Perry, the guy who built the mill, which is right there, that led the town to eventually become known as New Hope.
Link above to
Yes.
see the history.
Full story above. Full story at 11.
There's the Burr house. Damn it, Burr. Why? He wasn't aiming at you, he was aiming at the sky. Well, come over here. Let's go drive around for a minute. Oh, is there a festival?
Scarecrow Fest, maybe?
Oh, there's the Scarecrow Festival, but there's like a thing going on in the middle. Just go up for a minute. Someone's dressed as a scarecrow. I'm fascinated, I think.
Oh,
He is a scarecrow.
oh, we gotta film that.
Oh,
Oh, that's cool.
that's creepy. All right, there goes Mikey. He is gonna do a quick run into Skip's Candy Corner to get my favorite sugar-free fudge. Hey guys, I'm waiting in the car while Mikey runs over in Peddler's Village here to Skip's Candy Corner to get some sugar-free fudge for us. And it's so depressing because I'm sitting here, all these people are living their best lives. It's the Scarecrow Festival. I will put the link to when we came to this in 2017. It was one of my favorite events here at Peddler's Village. And we can't be a part of it because I'm terrified to be around people. And it's just taking a toll on me. I'm like, I want to be out there, but I don't because I'm terrified. It's like this battle. Thanks for coming out with us today. It felt good to get out, to walk, to sweat a little, to avoid people, but still like be in the world. You know what I mean? I thank you for watching Laliland. Please hit the ding-a-ling bell so you get notified when we post videos. You know we appreciate when you guys subscribe to the channel. That means a lot when we see that happening. To my lupus warriors that have recently subscribed to the channel, I appreciate you. I'm glad we're in this together. And I'm sure you know how I felt today when, I don't know if you noticed it in the Pennsylvania side of Washington crossing, but I got very, very dizzy from being in the sun, so that wasn't fun. I wish I could take you right across from where I'm parked and show you the Scarecrow Festival, but I cannot. Next time you see me, my bangs will be a little more even and grown in. They're back. Thank you guys for your love. Bye. There he is. I'm scared. They don't have the sugar-free. Uh-oh.
Are you recording me?
Yeah. I don't see the sugar-frees in there.
Oh my god.
What? What? Wait, don't touch your face. Don't touch your face. What happened?
I timed that perfectly.
Why?
I got the last pound of pumpkin pie fudge and they were out. They had no sugar-free fudge at all.
Shoot.
And this fudge, their fudge table was like wiped out. They had one brick of regular vanilla walnut. They had a chocolate fudge.
You can take your mask off now, we're married.
And I was like, oh my god, when I first looked in, it said had the little sign pumpkin pie and there was nothing there, but I looked underneath and I saw a tray of it with like just this left.
Can we show
and
them?
I was praying that nobody in front of me ordered it.
Were you to have tackled them? So I guess,
I was like, can I have the pumpkin pie fudge? She's like, I think we're out of it. I was like, nope, there's some down there.
All right guys, so we did not get sugar-free today, but a piece of this is for Nikki, a piece of this is for Tara, and that's all I'm sharing with the other one. I'm gonna take a bite when need be. I think I'm gonna keep it in the freezer for that exact purpose. Oh my God, Tara, you don't even know. You people don't even know. Look at that heaven!
Good.
A piece for Nikki, a piece for Tara, and then when I need an emergency bite of something that's not keto related, oh my God, this is gonna ruin my life. Guys, it tastes like pumpkin pie. Well, I guess my fall is complete before summer's even over. Should you go film the Scarecrow stuff? Wanna go pan it?
He's like doing shit with the kids.
Oh, creepy.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. There's like no adults around them. Hey guys, ring that ding-a-linger for notifications squad.
I already did an outro. Bye, babe.
Ring the ding-a-linger ringer.
We hope you enjoyed the video, guys.
Subscribe.